The Hermetica, The Lost Wisdom of the Pharaohs, by Timothy Freke and Peter Gandy. Read by yours truly. Chapter 16, Ignorance of the Soul. In this chapter, Hermes explains that human life is an opportunity to come to know God, but that to fulfill this divine purpose, we must cease to be enslaved by the body. The limitations imposed on the soul by the physical body mean that human life is inevitably difficult, but our hope of eternal life rests on how we live our present lives. Earthly existence is an opportunity to train the soul so that at death it does not lose its way but travels straight to heaven. And I'm going to pause right there and let you know that I already dwell and live in heaven. That's facts. Everything material, back to the book. Everything material, even our own body, is foreign to our essential spiritual nature. Unfortunately, we become so caught up with the transitory, sensual pleasures of life that we are unaware of our eternal soul. The body should be the slave of the soul, not its master. Hermes assures us that there is a way to free ourselves from the torments of life. These, he tells us, are simply caused by our own ignorance. He exhorts us to free ourselves from our enslavement, develop our inner vision, and use the power of our mind to experience the mind of God. Why give yourselves to death when you could be immortal, he asks. Hermes assures us that the heaven of peace awaits those who rise to his challenge. Man is made in the image of God and can therefore rise to become one with God. Only like can know like. It is our fear that separates us from the truth, our lack of belief in ourselves that binds us to the earth. Man has the power to ascend into heaven, and yet he crawls on his belly through the dust. In Hermes' eyes, mankind's greatest error is that he has the power to know God, and yet does not use it. Simply wishing to know God is enough to set us on the road to enlightenment. The spiritual path is not difficult, for as we awaken from our ignorance, God comes to us. At times and places where we least expect it, suddenly we are aware that God is with us, in us, is us. The end of the spiritual journey is the realization that he is everywhere and everything. Ignorance of the soul. It is impossible to be permanently happy while attached to a body. A man should train his soul in this life so that when he enters the other world, where he is able to see Adam, he does not lose his way. Each soul's hope of eternal life rests in his life here on earth, but many cannot believe this, seeing it as an empty story to be laughed at. For the possessions of this life are too pleasant, and such pleasures grip the soul by the throat, holding it down to earth. Our possessions possess us. We were not born with possessions, but acquired them later. Everything a man uses to gratify his body is alien to his original godlike nature. Not only possessions, even the body is foreign to our true self. The mind of the cosmos is known through thought alone. A soul with no inner vision is blind to Adam's goodness, tossed by the sea of passions which the body breeds. What fire burns like impurity? What hungry predator has the power to maim the body, as impurity does to mutilate the soul? Can't you see the torture that the impure soul endures? It shrieks, "I am burning, I am on fire, I don't know what to say or do, I am devoured by the miseries that possess me." Are not such cries the appeals of a soul in torment? Such a soul bears the body like a burden as its master not as its slave. Tear off this cloak of shadows, this web of ignorance, these shackles of decay, this living death, this conscious corpse, this portable tomb, this robber in the house, this enemy that hates all that you love, this garment that smothers you and holds you down. Ignorance floods the land. Its currents sweep you away. Don't be borne downstream. Make use of the backflow. Seek the safe haven of liberation. Anchor there and find a guide to lead you to the house of knowledge. There you will see, with the heart, the brilliant brightness. If you shut your soul up in your body and demean yourself, saying, I cannot know, I am afraid, I cannot ascend to heaven, then what have you to do with Adam? Wake up, your sleeping soul. Why give yourself to death when you could be immortal? You are drunk with ignorance of Adam. It has overpowered you, and now you are vomiting it up. Empty yourself of darkness, and you will be filled with light. There is no greater mistake than to have the power to know Adam and not to use it. Simply wishing and hoping to know him is a road that leads straight to goodness. Oh, it is an easy road to travel. Everywhere Adam will come to meet you. Look, and he appears at times and places when you least expect, while you are awake or asleep, when you travel by water or land, by night or by day, whilst you are speaking or silent. This is because Adam is all.